Why you always start it before you get to 1?
Because he don't know how to count right. That's that Philadelphia public school system. He probably went to Catholic school or something. But,
welcome to Uncensored Philly Uncensored Sports Podcast. We on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, iTunes, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. Nah, we on a lot of stuff though. But but here we are after a Sixers victory. This was a very crucial win. If we didn't win this game, I'm not gonna say we was in trouble, but it wouldn't have been a good look. Fortunate enough, we battled, we won. Toronto fought hard. At one point, I thought I thought they was dead in the water. They just wouldn't go away. Toronto would not go away. We don't get me wrong, we was helping them. At one point, we went kind of cold a couple points throughout the game, which allowed them to kind of stay in the game and get back in it. Nevertheless, we won the game. Your thoughts?
Well, first, I just want to address something real quick. All them stinking Raptor fans that wanted to come on here all hype. Yeah, we got the better team. Our bench, Nick Nurse. Y'all 1-2 against the Sixers this season. So let's pipe that down, and y'all just make sure y'all make the playoffs. Now, that being said, I want no parts of the Raptors in the playoffs. Let them play the Nets. Let them play the Nets. Because Nick Nurse defense, he has
didn't have Kyle Lowry last 2 games either.
I mean,
they have a better winning record without Kyle Lowry.
Yeah. I mean, Kyle Lowry might just be
not in the playoffs.
We'll see.
Not when it counts.
Kyle Lowry didn't play all that great in the playoffs last year. He had a couple of good spots, but and the way Van Fleet is playing this year, he's basically took Kyle Lowry's spot.
Yeah.
Not as far as
Van Fleet been
not as far as what? Not as far as what?
Defense and hustle. Kyle Lowry got that a lot.
You must ain't been watching Van Fleet.
No, Van Fleet actually play I don't know if he's better than Lowry, but Van Fleet actually, he one of the dudes, truth be told, who give Curry problems. And we talk about Steph Curry.
You're talking about offense.
No. I'm talking about defense. Defense. He actually does a very good job defending Curry. Now they still, don't get me wrong, they still swing out the extra man and all that, what most teams do to him. But he actually is a very good defender. His only problem is his height. If he was taller, he'd probably be Gary Payton type. Maybe not that good, but he's a very good defender. He just lacks the height to really stop, to be as good as he probably really is.
That height ain't stopping from tying Embiid up all night.
He needed Embiid. It was like David and Goliath. He had Embiid on lockdown. Every time Embiid put the ball down toward his navel, it was gone.
You don't bring the ball down. A big man ain't supposed to bring the ball down to his navel. That's the problem.
Then what happened was
keep the ball high so these little guys won't go in and grab it.
Yeah, you do that, but it's also about how you're being defended too. If you're already banging against another person and you're dribbling the ball is, and you can't just walk around with the ball like
you gotta have awareness.
You don't just walk around with the ball.
You gotta have awareness
to make moves with the ball. First of all, if you're making moves all like this, then it's all elbows. So you can't just run around like that. So. But that being said, Van Fleet he's good at coming in there on the help defense, and when the guy's trying to make a move, he jumped in.
I have awareness. Joel Embiid has 6 turnovers. It's unexcusable. We still won the game. We had our unsung heroes. We gotta give Korkmaz his credit. Don't knock Corky. He had 16 in the first half or quarter, whatever it was. We needed all 16 of them points. He ended with 19, 5 for 11. He played a pretty good game.
He got Danny Green. Defense.
Danny Green hit some big threes. Tobias hit some big threes.
Tobias came.
Bench still a little shaky.
Bench hit a couple big baskets.
Shake had 11 points, 4 for 10. He was 3 for 6 from 3. Bench still a little shaky. We still have to tighten that bench up. Good win. I'll take the win. Got to tighten that bench up.
Wait. Let me get in for a second, please.
Oh, go ahead.
The bull. Doc Rivers, what I saw what he did was he played Korkmaz a little bit too long than I would like for him to have played, especially in the second half.
That's at court.
But he did the right thing by not playing him down the stretch of the game because he did the exact thing that I prefer him not to do. Play Shake in that fourth quarter, the last 4 or 5 minutes of the game. Do not bring Korkmaz in there. He has a role. Get him in there early. Let him play with the starters. I think he's better playing with the starters than playing with the bench. I think that's where he gets that negative scoring when he's playing with the bench. to me, for Korkmaz to be successful, he got to play with at least 3 or 4 starters at a time. That's how you benefit from having Korkmaz on the floor with you.
What make you think that anybody would think to put Korkmaz in over Shake Milton down the stretch of the game? The only reason Korkmaz has played in those other games is because Shake wasn't available.
Because what I'm saying is Korkmaz was hot early. So I
didn't in the first quarter, but he wasn't.
I didn't want what I didn't want. What I didn't want Doctor.
No, I know he started tonight
to go to the well. Like, okay, he played well early,
but,
so I'm
but see,
play him down the stretch.
I'm not going off of just stats. I'm going off of watching the game. Korkmaz was cooking early, but later in the game, as Toronto picked up the intensity of their defense, he did a lot of pump faking, try to step to the side, and that's when he started missing stuff. In the beginning, they was getting wide open looks. Yeah, honestly, him and Danny Green was getting wide open looks. Toronto picked their defensive intensity up. And it wasn't as easy anymore. So I mean, but I do give him. He was hitting. Now the one boy I'm not. He need to go to the D League. Is Isaiah Joe? He's not ready for the NBA yet. He reminds me of Shake Milton before Shake went down to the D League.
Only got 4 minutes. That's a
but he was shook the whole time. Did you see the one play? It was a fast break. They threw it to him. He's in the corner. Embiid had Embry on him in the post. Just Embiid and Embry. And Joe jacked up a 3-pointer that glazed the rim. They came up short.
You know, like young players play a certain way on the road. They that's the way they are.
This is the way he's played all season. I like his shot. I like his intensity, but I just don't think he doesn't look like he's ready yet. And that's not saying that he can't get good.
I'm not going to say he played like that all season. In spurts, he looked very well. That's why we was kind of campaigning for him to get more time. I think that honestly, the thing is, Toronto defense is crazy. They are very good. They make A.M.B. look like he would deserve to be in the D League. Like they made half the team look like they should be in the D League. Yeah, that's what they do. Like I mean, I have to give them credit. They are a scrappy, smart defensive team. They don't make many mistakes. When they decide to clamp down, they active, they handsy. Van Fleet was stripping not only B but Ben, Danny Green. He was in everybody's pockets. Yeah. I mean, everybody, especially even their perimeter defenders, the Bull Powell, everybody hustles and plays defense. That's what that team is. So a young bull like Isaiah Joe, he gonna be ripe for the picking.
What has Isaiah Joe done this season
tonight?
I said in spurts, he had never looked this bad. In spurts, Isaiah Joe had a couple games where he was like 3 for 6, 2 for 4 from 3. That's why.
And then he stunk in the other ones. That's what I'm saying.
But you said he hasn't looked good. You said that's how he looked all year or something. You said
he's shooting 37%. He's shooting 37% for the season.
For what? Field goal?
From field goal, not threes. Field goals. 37%.
At one point, but that's my point. At one point
most
early,
of the shots are 3.
0 for 2, 1 for 2, 0 for 2, 1 for 6, 0 for 1, 1 for 1, and then a bunch of zeros.
What was his minutes? That's what I'm saying.
4 minutes a day. It's like 4 minutes, 3 minutes. He's not playing a lot.
He played 12 minutes against Houston, went 1 for 6.
Listen, I'm
not ripping him like that, but I don't want. I want us to get a bench, like Ethan been saying about our bench. We do got to get a bench. But Isaiah Joe's not the answer. And Korkmaz, he did his thing today. But I mean, if Seth Curry is not, how many games you gonna get this from Korkmaz? We have to. Isaiah Joe and Maxey are not the answer on the bench. We need to develop those guys, but we need proven players right now if we want to make it.
Listen, I agree with that. I'm just saying as regards the point about Isaiah Joe, you said he just looked completely lost and confused. And like I said, a lot of that was attributed to not everybody. Only person who really didn't look too lost and confused out of our starters was Tobias. I mean,
that ain't true because Tobias looked off early on. He just got hot in the second half.
Tobias was awful early. He had a lot of turnovers.
He was 8 for 12.
He was 8 for 12. He missed a couple shots, but he wasn't. As I say, he was 66.
But he missed 4 shots all game.
He turned the ball over like back to back, like critical turnovers.
He had 1 turnover.
To my point, they made our offense for the most part not look good. Everybody. So I'm not just going to kind of finger point at Isaiah Joe and be like, yo, he looked lost. A lot of them boys look lost out there.
He's looked lost all season to me.
That's what I don't agree with. That's why I just said to the number of games, to the short period of time that he's had, we was campaigning for Isaiah Joe because he didn't look lost. He was out there stroking. When he got a chance to shoot, he was shooting. That's why we was campaigning. And
37% means he wasn't stroking when he was shooting.
But that's again, you cut me off earlier when I was about to say
37% is the NBA average.
No, you're talking about field goals.
No. For field goals. We're not talking about threes.
That was the majority of shots are for 3 points.
Let me finish.
I don't care what you say. He wasn't stroking.
Let me finish, please. Earlier in the season, Isaiah Joe was actually shooting 38% from 3 before he kind of went on this little down where he stopped getting clock. Then he came back in spurts and he hasn't been hitting. I will say that. But at one point in the season, when we was campaigning for Joe on this podcast, Isaiah Joe, I looked it up. He's shooting 38% from 3.
That was after like 1 or 2 games, and y'all was the same thing with Maxey.
No, it was about 4 or 5 games.
39, and he all said he's a scorer. Listen, they're just not ready yet. It's no problem in saying that they're not ready yet. They don't look like they're ready yet.
I'm not saying that they are ready. All I'm saying is I can't determine whether or not he's really ready based off this game. If I'm basing it off this game, Bede needs to be in a D League.
I'm not basing it off this game. I just told you I'm basing it off the season.
Well,
y'all can
go
ahead. What are you about to say?
What I've seen in this game is this is what you want, though. I mean, superstars are going to have off nights. So when they have off nights, your role players are the ones that hopefully they step up. Korkmaz stepped up. Harris hit some big threes. Just like when you seen we lost to Toronto when they had Boucher hitting all them threes. He even came in with stroking a couple tonight.
He tried to do it again.
He did. But this is what you want, man. And at the end, the closer, Tobias Harris, hit some big threes down the stretch to help seal that game. Though. But
did y'all notice Ben when he had his average Ben game where he had the assist up, the rebounds up, and the scoring down? We win.
That's not what I want from Ben. I did like Ben
but
took
we
a
won
jump
with that.
turnaround. Huh?
We won with that. He went 5 for 6 from free throws.
We barely won with that because of Korkmaz.
But we lost with that at other points in the game. I mean, at other times in the season when Ben put up big numbers and we lost. That's what I'm saying. Of course I would like
to
remember
when Bede ain't play. We lost like 6-7 games when Bede ain't play.
Okay.
So let's not talk about the Bede game.
Is it ironic that Ben kind of went back to Ben after he was selected for the All-Star game, or we just?
No, you think he went back to Ben? You think he went back to Ben?
He got in foul trouble today. That's the only reason.
No, I don't think he was. He got two fouls early, but he still played. Honestly, I think he played how he had to play. This is the thing. Sometimes it's the matchups. This is how he had to play against them. Toronto wasn't trying to get a Sixers nothing inside. This is why Korkmaz was hitting, why Danny Green was hitting. This is why when we played Toronto the other game, I put so much on Seth because he was getting those because Seth was getting the same open looks and not hitting. He had 25. How many free throws did he shot? The Sixers was killing him on the free throws.
But how many attempts did he have? He had 11.
Get to the line.
He had how many attempts did he have the last game? I think he had at least 15 attempts. I think last game.
Shooting attempts?
Yeah, in the last game. Not tonight. Tonight he only had 11.
I don't know.
I mean, that's what I got. I mean, I'm just asking the question. I ain't saying he did.
Well, I mean, if he had more shot attempts last game and we lost, but he had less this game and we won. So is that what you're telling me?
I mean, that's what happened. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, does that
mean? The difference was
you equating? You saying you were definitely equating that was the reason?
No, I'm saying the reason is.
Hold on. B had more points than his average.
We had a 3-point shooter that was hitting open shots.
So B should only get 18 points a game then to help us win.
No. B shot
hard. Right, that's my point. So you can't say that was a definite factor why we won, that he had less shots.
No, I think the definite factor that we won was because a 3-point shooter hit 3-point shots. That's why the other night I had a problem with Seth Curry because he was missing wide open shots.
He was.
No, I agree.
So, Toronto is like Toronto say they're not going to let you beat them inside.
Free throws.
What did you say?
Ben had 28 the other night.
How many free throws?
14.
11, 12, 13.
Yeah, 14.
He was attacking.
Listen, Toronto's a hacking squad, but that's kind of like the playoff type ball.
They don't.
I was looking at it was a lot of bodies getting thrown on the ground. I'm like, it's a lot of hacking. But you got to play through it. I want to see Embiid go down there and force the refs to call something. If you want to let him play physical like that, throw a forearm or something into somebody's chest, make them cry to the refs, and make the refs start calling calls.
I mean, they did what they supposed to. They did what they supposed to. They had Embiid out of sync. They had an offense out of sync, so they did what they supposed to.
They did.
We clawed out. We won the game. We got the W.
Yeah, that was a playoff type one game to me.
But I still think I still think we need to upgrade that bench. We got to look and do something.
I agree.
I gotta admit, I didn't like the 2 back-to-backs DNPs for Maxey. I would like to see him get a little.
Maxey didn't play the first game in Toronto.
No, he didn't. But I don't think this is a series that I would play him. He just don't. To me, he's not ready for this game.
If anything, this is the type of series because you got the smaller guards like that's more like
not when they not giving you no play. Van Fleet would have tore his hand off. Van Fleet is strong. He's a whack.
He got quick hands. He got but like to Wayne's point earlier though, these Toronto fans came out the woodworks and they came out strong. They came out strong campaigning. So it reminded me of my Toronto fan dude I work with named Matt. Every time something happened, he sent me a picture. He sent me a picture of what's his name, Boucher. Last time he
sent him a picture of Cork.
I did. I just sent it to him right now. He listening every now and again. So Matt, that one's for you. Take that hate. But I would
what
like
about
to
Ben?
say,
Y'all heard Ben? Y'all gonna congratulate Ben Simmons?
That's what I just said. You must have missed it when I said that he go back to Ben because he made the All-Star game.
No, I said y'all want to congratulate him.
Absolutely. He did well. He's well deserved.
Why he made All-Star?
3 straight years as an All-Star, 3 or 4 in the league. So congratulations to young Benjamin.
And that's the other thing. See this is my thing when we get into. So all right, let me ask y'all this: was Ben aggressive tonight?
He was decent
here and there. He had a couple spots.
Yeah, he was decent. I'm not going to hate on him and say he wasn't.
I
don't think he was as aggressive as he has been in the previous like 4 games.
Well, part of it was the early foul trouble, but the Sixers had like a 19-point lead. Ben came out the game and it dropped automatic. It almost went down to 10 instantly. So all I'm saying is, and when they stopped giving him the ball, that's when a lot of turnovers came off of Embiid. I agree. And wait real quick. I had a problem with this with Doc. You see, they're shutting Embiid down. The Sixers tried to force Embiid into the game at one stretch, and it damaged us. Like we started losing some more points, some more of the lead on that. If he's not there, I don't care about it. No, stop giving it to him. He can't handle it. If they sending these 3 guys at him, one time he threw the ball all the way across court. Danny Green was like right there. He was shook.
Honestly, I think what Doc was trying to do, I think he's trying to figure it out because come playoff time, we gonna need Embiid. If we have to face Toronto, we gonna definitely need Embiid to come up big and figure out that defense to be able to make an impact on the game from an offensive standpoint. Like Ethan said earlier, one of y'all said you're not really gonna be able to count on. Can you really count on Kork? I think you might have said that way. Can you really count on Kork to do this every night, especially in the playoffs?
Nope.
So if you gotta face them or a team that plays a similar defense, Boston possibly, can we figure that out? Can B figure that out? That may have been the thought process with Doc.
Let me ask y'all something.
I don't think no other team shut Embiid down except for Toronto, to be honest with you.
Let me ask y'all something. How y'all feel about this? Doc Rivers said he called a bunch of coaches advocating for Ben Simmons and Tobias Harris before the All-Star voting to get them in. How y'all feel about that?
Coaches do that stuff all.
That's what you're supposed to do. You can't pay for your guy.
Like let's be honest. Like every time I remember that's like even when we had Iguodala, it was like the Sixers had his whole campaign. Vote for Iguodala. Get Iguodala in. That's just what teams do. They try to support their guy. So
it was 7 slots available for the All-Star reserves, and so you gonna call around. You gonna campaign for your guy, and then
do y'all feel Ben Simmons deserves to be an All-Star?
Absolutely.
I'm trying to see. I gotta see who got snubbed. That's the first question.
Trae Young got snubbed, and I don't think that's fair because
hold on. Trae.
Oh, so Trae Young. Hold on. Ben made it over Trae.
Trae Young got snubbed, and it's going to be in Atlanta.
Hold on.
Now, see,
Simmons.
This is what I'm talking about.
Made it over Trae Young.
We talking All-Star snubs. Yes.
Wow.
Trae Young got snubbed.
This is why I say
no. But look, worse than that, Devin Booker got snubbed in the West.
Really?
First of all, you always have people get snubbed. Trae Young, I think the whole.
So you think?
I think Trae Young thing came from what Trae Young did this year, when his team was balling out early on, and then there was a problem with the guy. I get John. What's the big
John
guy
Collins.
that contract was up? Yeah, he said something, and Trae Young kind of threw a hissy fit and basically allowed his team to lose because he started like all right, do it then. Like it, and I think that rubbed a lot of people.
All right, let me ask you this: did Harden make it?
Yeah, Harden made it. They got 3 All-Stars. See, that's
okay.
That's
so Harden tanked on Houston, but he still made it. But the Bull Trae Young threw a hissy fit for all like 3 games, and he don't make it.
It was longer than 3 games.
Yeah,
that's why their record is so messed up. It dropped as much as it did.
He averaged 20. Trae Young averaged 26 and 9.
Mm-hmm.
And Harden tanked for how many games was he in Houston? And everybody knows he legit didn't do nothing.
Wow, what was his numbers in Houston? I thought he was balling. Didn't he drop like a 60-point game while he was over there?
It was like the first week he balled, and then he fell off the mat for like the last week and a half, 2 weeks, maybe.
Yeah, that's why I said I agree. When it comes to the All-Star game and stuff, I agree with you. Like when you say about these things, because a lot of that stuff is politics.
Yeah, but here's the thing: Ben Simmons' team is in first place. Trae Young's team is in 11th place.
Ben Simmons also got Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris.
Don't matter. He got John Collins. He got the Bo Collins. So
it's Collins better than Embiid and Tobias.
His team is in
what
first
was the
place.
All-Star game about? When was the All-Star game about what your team is doing?
Well, it depends on who's voting.
When's the All-Star game about what your team was doing?
It depends on the
we're
voter.
Not talking MVP.
You're talking about the voter, of whoever, how the voter, how they're going to make their decision. Is they could very well say he's not winning. He's not on a winning team.
All right,
so
well,
they may not vote that way.
Vucevic made it, and the Orlando Magic stink.
It doesn't matter. It's about the voter, how the voter is thinking.
No, you just tried to compare it.
What I'm saying is, whatever is going on, if the voter, when they got that ballot with all the coaches, they voted the reserves. Each coach
Vucevic is a reserve.
So that's what I'm saying, Tim. So if you saying the coaches are taking into consideration wins and losses, then how does Vucevic make it?
Maybe coaches are looking at what players that they felt gave them a harder time. I mean, I don't know. Like I said, to me, I don't.
So you think they think Ben is just tearing it up so much that he can't?
Nah, I think coaches might see value in Ben that y'all necessarily don't see.
I'm not saying. I don't say I don't see value in Ben. I'm actually warming up the new Ben as he tries to get his mindset together and he's going hard and attacking the rim. I'm digging that Ben. No hate, but however, I don't think none of us on here would take Ben as an all-star over Trae Young. I don't even know if you would start with Ben on your team over Trae Young.
I would.
See, I don't know about that. See, y'all saying that because that's y'all.
I'm not just saying that. You don't value defense. I know, I get it. You like Steph Curry. You like the little light-skinned dude that just run around jacking up shots.
Steph Curry plays defense. Steph Curry led the league in steals.
No. I said Trae Young don't. I just said you like the guys that run around.
Embarrassed by Ben because you're a light-skinned boy that don't shoot.
Trey is
that
tough.
Is true. There's no light-skinned dude in the history that didn't shoot the ball like that. I'm not down with that.
Man,
I just prefer.
I'm taking Trae over Ben. I'm taking Ball over Ben too.
Even Kenny Skywalker could shoot every now and then.
Now
I'm taking LaMelo Ball.
And that's why you are where you are.
LaMelo Ball.
You know who Ethan would be if he was a GM? He would be Howie.
Yeah.
So hold on. Hold on. You think Ben deserves to be in the All-Star game over LaMelo Ball? The way he had that team, the way he got that team. Hold on. The way he got
don't
that
tell
team.
me. Hold on. You asked me a question. I said,
why you keep rapping? Let me
because
finish.
I don't care about your explanation.
Rapping.
You asked me, and I said yes.
It ain't just for you. It's
okay.
It's two other people on here.
All right, so he's talking to y'all.
The way LaMelo Ball got that team balling after he was inserted into the starting lineup. You talking about wins and losses. LaMelo got that team. I think they had 8 for 7 plays to Charlotte Hornets.
Yeah, I would have the guy Sabonis from the Pacers. I think he deserved to be an all-star. He didn't.
I'm taking LaMelo Ball and Trae Young over Ben Simmons for the all-star. And I like Ben for now.
I like Ben too. I just think his body of work, with him averaging 13 points before the last 3 or 4 games, he don't deserve to be an all-star.
I agree with that.
This year.
He averaged 11 points for the majority. He averaged 11 points for the majority part of the season. It's nowhere in the world.
He has his team in the number 1 seed right now.
Joel Embiid has his team in the number 1 seed. Stop.
He got to Joel and Tobias. The Tobias, truth be told, should have made the All-Star game before Ben.
LaMelo averaging 14, so that's so much better than what Ben averaged.
So Tobias don't make the All-Star game and Ben do.
It's the coaches made the decisions.
Stop playing with me. It's a popularity contest with Ben, and Ben is famous because everybody predicts. Ben is almost like he's like a miniature LeBron, where he got this following of Timothys and Waynes that defend everything he do, and then he got people like me and Ethan who on the opposite
hate
side
everything he do.
That hate everything he do.
Simon and Ethan don't always agree with everything that he does, but y'all is nothing.
No, because I don't agree with everything he does.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
For the most part, I do.
How do I?
There you go.
No, Tim does.
I just call it how I see it. And I get hated on.
And I call it how I see it. Like I
His
said,
mama didn't play. I'm gonna call him play.
See the whole fact that y'all was waiting from the last few games, y'all was waiting for a slither of a chance to come in and find a reason to hate on him.
I just asked the question.
No. Y'all just turned this into a whole 5-minute segment on how much Ben don't deserve an All-Star game.
Tim. So no, who brought that up? Tim brought it up.
Ethan did.
Ethan brought it up.
Yeah, exactly.
Hold on. So you really think he deserved the All-Star when he averaged?
I said I don't care. I said I don't care about the All-Star.
No. See, what you're not going to do.
He deserve to be an All-Star? Yes, I do think he does.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, the boy Zach LaVine made.
Why? Okay, you got to explain that.
Because I think as a total overall player, I think that he does deserve to be one. I'm not necessarily saying that he should be one necessarily over Trae Young or whatever, but if I'm choosing a player, I'm taking Ben over Trae Young as a player.
Like Bradley Beal made it as a starter, and his team is 11-17.
That goes against your argument, though.
That goes against, exactly. So what are you saying now?
What I'm saying is they probably looking at the coach is probably like, there's too many losing.
So now it's too many.
Too many losing gunners.
Yeah. They was like, we gotta reward this team.
We gotta give somebody that would at least pass it to the other shooters.
Exactly.
Listen, Ben is a celebrity in his own right. He has a huge name. Even though he's not the player that everybody thought he was going to be, he still has a very huge name. I'll give him that. For some odd reason. Huh? No, Ben is more popular.
Ben's bigger than Trae.
Ben's bigger than Trae.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
And for that reason, I feel alone he made the All-Star game. Honestly.
Ben is so like.
But y'all want to say that you think that LaMelo should make the All-Star game. What is LaMelo like stat wise? What's LaMelo over Ben?
Nothing.
You said it's about that's his team. He got that team ball when he started.
Who said that? You trying to take my argument and Tim's argument?
He has that team balling.
I mean, LaMelo's what 14, 6 and 6. So that's deserving to be
a
over
rookie.
Ben.
It's his first year.
That don't matter. That don't matter. We're talking about
what is that? You got a lip problem? What is that?
No, that does not matter.
What was that?
Being a rookie does not matter.
Being a rookie don't matter.
Does not matter.
Being a rookie don't matter. I mean,
no, you talk about his stats. And
you love eating my.
Hold on. He just started starting because he was his coach. Remember, his coach was taking his minutes and he was coming off the bench. And he
so what do that have to do with anything? What does that have to do with anything?
But you're not making a legit argument for why he should be an All-Star, Ethan.
That's all I'm saying.
I wasn't talking about why he should be an All-Star game.
Trae is a legit argument, but to tell me that LaMelo Ball deserves to be there over Ben Simmons, to me, that's I don't.
I can't argue. I know I said LaMelo, but I can't argue too much for LaMelo. But I will argue for Trae. I think Trae should be there over Ben.
And I was gonna say you love eating my words.
Thank you.
Just for the record.
But you know, once again, I'm happy with the victory. It was hard fought. But I will say this: we matched what I liked about this window. We matched Toronto's energy. Yeah, as much as they flying around, we was flying around. I get the bull Thibault. He was off tonight on the 3-tip, but he was all over the court defensively. He was everywhere. I mean, he was falling, getting up, running, blocking shots. Man, you know, one block he had, I thought they bailed the dude pile out on a suspect foul, but you know that happens. But he was very active. He's very active, and the whole team really, for the most part. Even Korkmaz, I seen Korkmaz trying to run through screens and all kinds of stuff. A couple times he got left, but he was hustling. The whole team all around hustled and matched the energy of Toronto, and that's the major reason why we won tonight's game.
And I'm taking Jimmy Butler over Ben in the All-Star game.
Jimmy Butler didn't even play.
Jimmy Butler played like 12 games this season.
I don't care.
He didn't even play.
You
just messed up your whole entire argument.
Let the hate flow.
We didn't say Hall of Fame. We said this year.
I'm taking it. 13 points. 13 points a game to me is not All-Star worthy. I'm sorry.
By the way, FYI around the league, I think Steph Curry has just moved up to the number 1 slot for MVP this year.
Joel's still in the league. And he'll have a better game against Dallas on Wednesday night.
Wow, because one game. What? So what happened with that game when Steph Curry, when Steph only scored 13? That did not come down.
So that's why you asked me how. No,
Yup.
before the podcast, let's get this clear, y'all. Before the podcast, Wayne asked me what was Steph Curry's lowest game of the season. I told him, and now he's going to use that again. Now he's going to use that against me when we live. I like how you play. I like how you play. Well played, sir.
This is chess, not
well
checkers.
played.
All right, I got anything else y'all want to talk about?
Real quick. This is one thing that bothers me. One thing that bothers me about the Sixers is it seems like the only person that really has confidence to shoot is Danny Green. Danny Green has no conscience
Nope, that's
when it
not
comes
true.
to shooting.
Korkmaz got confidence too.
No, that ain't true. If you look at Korkmaz, after they lead Korkmaz off, Korkmaz do a lot of pump fake steps to like Danny Green catch and shoot. No matter if you look at Toronto, whenever them dudes I don't care if they miss like 50 times, them dudes still going to jack. Danny Green's still going to jack. Once Korkmaz misses a shot or two, he starts shying off and going away from it.
Danny Green
Danny the one that starts shining off.
Danny Green has no
shies off. Danny Green
whatsoever.
don't ever shy off from shooting.
None. It irritates me sometimes.
Was he just like 0 for 6 one game?
He kept shooting.
That's
the
don't
point.
have no confidence. And Kork
When
was
he
just like
just
0
got
for
trolled.
7 last
Remember-
game. What was Kork last game?
Remember somebody trolled Danny Green and he wound up going off the next game? Somebody needs to go out to the game and troll him a little bit.
And troll him after every
Yeah.
bad game and troll him into a good game. Like
Yeah.
me and Ethan did Ben Simmons. Me and Ethan literally trolled Ben into being the Ben that y'all know and love today. Y'all welcome.
That's
How
not
about that?
true.
Ethan, please.
All right.
First of all, I ain't like Danny Green's be tort. I got 3 rings. I mean,
Yeah, that was whack.
Cam was saying I'm rich.
so
It's like,
Oh yeah, let's get, can we go address that real
nope.
quick?
We talked about that last
You should have
podcast.
been there.
Hold on, what happened? Y'all talking about Cam, the young boy snapping up? What
Stop
y'all
being a
say?
part-time. Stop being a part-time worker. Don't matter.
Yeah.
We go listen to the podcast. You hear
Go
what
listen
he
to the
said.
show.
I ain't get to the end. Y'all must have talked about the end because I was
Sure
more
did.
than halfway
We
through.
stayed like 10 minutes on it too.
All right, but let me give my thoughts on the
Nope.
matter.
Nope. Let's
All
move
right,
on.
thanks for
Time
calling.
left.
To that.
You can catch us on Spotify. All right, go ahead. You got 3 minutes. Go.
No,
knock
let him
yourself
go.
out.
to the comment section and do it.
All right, you got a minute. Go ahead.
Let him go to the YouTube comment section.
You commented.
No, but what y'all didn't talk about was the young boy came back and apologized. Let's address that. What do y'all feel about? Y'all like I stuck that in. What do y'all feel about the apology now that it happened?
It should have been.
I feel like either whoever sent
Griffin
him to
Tiger.
that camp, whether it was a father, an uncle, a mother, somebody gripped him by his collar and said, "What is wrong with you, you idiot?" And
I think
gripped him
social
up
media
and
embarrassed
made
him.
him.
I think
Somebody at home. These
Social
kids don't
media
care about no
did it.
social media.
Social
These
media-
kids don't care about that.
Yes, they
Somebody at
do.
home gripped that boy up.
kids care about social media, and I'm telling you, when he saw that all the negative feedback that he was getting, that was his punishment. He got embarrassed. He had commentators, Jalen Rose, all of them boys was talking about how you should not be talking to an adult like that. He got embarrassed, and that's why he submitted that.
He got whooped when he got home.
No, because he trust me, if it was a problem at home, he would have never came out of his mouth the first.
That ain't true.
It was
That
okay
ain't
for him
true.
to talk that way because
ain't
that's what it's
true.
like in his household.
Listen, ho. See, you got little kids. You ain't got a teenager yet. Don't think just because you instill whatever at home that your kids go out in the street. My daddy told me when they get older, they still get out of line sometimes, and that's why when it gets back home, you check it.
No, the way that boy was talking, going back and forth with an adult like that, that's something that's just his personality. That's what he do. That's him. That wasn't out of pocket.
I agree with Tim.
I strongly
listen.
would have to lean toward if I was a betting man, if you will, I would lean toward Tim that because it is a certain type of attitude that you have toward an adult. Now, if you was talking to somebody, your counterpart or your contemporary, somebody around your same age, that's a little different. But if you talking to somebody, Cam is at least 15 years older than this dude. I mean, a full-grown adult. And you talking to this dude like that, I would beg to believe that the way you are brought up isn't that strict about how you handle and talk to adults. Now, I mean, it could be, I'm not discrediting what you're saying, Wayne. Sometimes you do got them kids who just going wild out when they leave the house. It could be, but history, I guess, in society in general kind of tells us that if you brought up as with respect from adults, when an adult talks, you shut up and you listen. You ain't gonna act like that.
This what I'll say to that, and I know because I've been guilty of this. Sometimes you'll get somewhere. That's why I kind of wonder what Cam might have said that led up to it. Because sometimes you might be like, because listen, I've been in school and I've had a teacher have everybody in the classroom talking and saying this, that, and other, and they single me out. And the embarrassment of you trying to play me in front of everybody caused me to snap off and say and pop off. Now I caught wreck for that when I got home. But just because you raised like that don't mean that you won't snap out like that, depending on what the circumstances is. As a kid, you know, everybody else sitting there talking like, oh, he played you. Next thing you know, he out there and he talking all kind of recklessness.
There's some truth to that.
So I don't know what the surrounding circumstances was.
There's some truth to that.
The circumstances was he wanted his 15 minutes of fame. You think Cam really addressed him? You really think Cam picked him out and addressed him?
I'm not saying you saying.
I'm talking about before.
I'm telling you what, because I'm telling you what can happen. It could be something that he could be like, yeah, young boy, you gotta tighten that up. He might have gave him some constructive criticism and the young boy took it wrong or something. You never, as an old head, you might have said something to young boy, you gotta get that right, this, that, and other. And they like, who you talking to, old head? Like it happens like that.
Take it that way because that's
I'm not excusing him. I'm not excusing him, but foolishness is tied up in the heart of a boy, and stuff like that will happen.
I mean, honestly, I know I'm kind of off the fence here, but I could see it kind of taking place like Wayne, based off of his surroundings. Because just like y'all said, just like they move these young people moved by the like, share, subscribe generation, where they move by social media, they also easily move by the peer pressure in the crowd around them. So if Cam would have came up and said something even direct, like, yo, you got to run harder on that play. Everybody like, oh, Cam said you got to run harder. And everybody, all his young boys kind of in his ear and put, as they say, as my man Steven Jackson say, put a battery in his back. And now he want to start going like this because everybody around saying, "Oh, Cam clowned you."
You are at a camp, though.
Football. I can't see it happen either way.
I can see it happen either way too. That's all I'm saying.
I can't see it happening either way. And I'm gonna tell you why. You're talking about a guy that's somewhere you want to get. All right, that's like Jordan. You at a Jordan camp, and he's saying, or not, it ain't gotta be Jordan. You're at a Shake Milton camp, and Shake Milton saying, yo, you got to shoot that ball a little different. And you saying, man, you trash. You trash. That's the equivalent of what it is. He's where you want to be.
It's disrespectful.
No, see,
nobody's arguing the disrespect.
Nobody arguing that thing, but I'm like, all right, let's say, I don't know what position he played. I don't know. Let's say the Bulls are cornerback. And Cam said, you got to work on your technique. That boy, number 17, was smoking you. Oh, they said 17 smoking you. Bull. Well, who you? You a free agent, Cam. Then that's how it starts. That back and now can start just that simple. It can start like that. So I'm not saying it did. Listen, I don't know what was said before that, like Wayne said. That's what we don't know. But I can see it happening either way. I'm not saying the Bull don't hold no accountability. He definitely should apologize. I think he should apologize honestly, face to face, either face to face or virtually. If he had the Zoom set up or something, I honestly don't think a letter. Huh?
Let me get in.
Well, the only reason why I'm saying all this is because y'all trying to say automatically that's who he is. He ain't got no home training. Ain't nobody at home checking him because he said that. That's not always the case. A kid can act out if he's in that kind of setting and around. That don't mean that his parents, that like just to say that only reason he said something was because social media. How you know his parents ain't put him in check? How do you know somebody his old head or something ain't put him in check? It could even been a coach. He got back and his coach was like, yo, what you doing?
I want to wrap this thing up, but I will say, like, I've been around, like, refereeing. I've been around a lot of teams that had little league teams, like the 14, 16, and it's like 8 or 9 coaches on the field at one particular time, coaching up them boys, telling them that they're doing wrong, hitting them in the head with the helmet. It's never the discipline that you got to have in football. You never take it personally.
They don't do that no more, Tim. This is you're talking about back in the 90s.
They don't do that no more. I'm talking about me refereeing. It wasn't that long ago. I'm just saying when you reference, it's coaches coaching the players up.
People get sued like that now for smacking somebody's helmet and all that.
No, you don't do that no more. They still will get what they still give it.
Okay.
Are you around? You got to be in the hood. You in the suburbs and everything. You ain't in the. You got to be around in the straight hood watching them. They still coach that way.
Wayne ain't street no more. He lost credibility.
He real suburban.
No, but I mean, listen. Tim, I hear you, but I'm not saying that can't happen just because he's being schooled or not schooled at home. Like he can be being schooled at home, and like I said, the peer pressure, everybody, his homies, just you. For instance, you could tell your kids over and over again, be a leader, not a follower. Do this when you could drill it into their head. As soon as the boy walk out the door, his best homie like, yo, let's go jump in that car running. And he jump in the car in the passenger. Next thing you know, they getting pulled over for a stolen car. And you're like, yo, you idiot. How many times I gotta tell you, don't boom, 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 boom. That's not saying you the person say, oh man, that boy wasn't raised right. His parents never told him not to be a leader. I mean, not to be a follower and not getting into cars and stolen cars and blah, 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 or whatever the case may be when you are home saying that. So, I mean, I hear you a lot what you're saying. Like I said, if I was a betting man, I probably would bet that's more his personality than anything, the young boy. But I can't say he hasn't been drilled, that hasn't been taught to at home.
I mean, hopefully that's the case where it was just a one-off. But I don't think so. But hopefully, for the sake of him and just for him to be a better man, a young man growing.
Go search his Twitter, Tim. Go search his Twitter and see how much trash he's been talking on there to other people.
Yes, he was.
Check his history, his Instagram, and all that.
All right, so we're gonna roll out. We're gonna get out of here. Tiger Woods was in the bad accident, so get well soon, Tiger. This is almost as worse as when his wife beat him up with the clubs. So I just hope that
you gotta do that.
My fault, but get well. They said his ankle was shattered, like part of his leg was like shattered. It's like a bad injury. So I'm just glad that he survived the wreck because the car flipped a couple times. So
yeah,
you're fortunate to be alive.
Yeah, what happened? Was the jaws of life to get him out? They said he
was rushing
to something, or
he was rushing to get to some tournament or some celebrity thing they was having.
He was rushing to meet Drew Brees and who's the quarterback?
It was like some celebrity thing.
Jameis Winston.
No.
Was it Brady? Oh no, Brees and that other golfer dude.
Yeah, whatever the case.
No, it was a quarterback. What's his name? Who the quarterback for the
Aaron Rodgers?
No.
All right, you're taking too long.
All right.
So
yeah.
Catch us on Spotify.
For the Chargers. Who the quarterback for the Chargers?
Phillip Rivers.
No,
Jared Allen.
No.
So we'll catch y'all after the
What's
game.
His name? Josh Allen? No,
on Thursday.
I can't throw it out.
You gonna just keep throwing names out.
We'll see y'all after the game. We out.
Mike Scott.
Mike Scott. We out.
Danny Green.